Now, if you remember cocktail parties in the 70s, which we probably do, we weren't holding them. Our parents would have been holding them, wouldn't they?
Correct.
Maybe, yes. Did your parents serve
Is this a long-winded way of getting around, do you remember a vol-au-vent?
A vol-au-vent. Do you remember a vol-au-vent? Is it vol-au-vent or vol-au-vent?
I think it's a vol-au-vent.
It's a vol-au-vent.
Do you know what vol-au-vent means?
No.
It means with wind.
With wind?
Yes, that's right, yes. And it's got to do, apparently, with the air that comes through them. Anybody who doesn't know what a vol-au-vent is a little tiny pastry case.
One of those?
One of these, that's right, yes. And that little thing there was the masterpiece and the centrepiece of many a 1970s party.
Yes, and you fill it with gorgeous things.
Full with lots of things. And the thing is, I think at Christmas time, one of the big things is turkey. What do you do with that leftover turkey? So I've got various ways of doing it with sort of fillings, with stuffing, with some curry. Everyone loves a bit of curry. Yeah. But first of all, to make a vol-au-vent, you've got to work out how to make a vol-au-vent. And vol-au-vent's made...
Oh, do I have to make pastry, do I?
No.
Oh, good.
Buy your puff pastry. Buy it ready rolled. Don't even roll it yourself. Can't be bothered with that, that's fine. But there's a little process, because actually a vol-au-vent's made of 2 layers, not 1. And this is how you get the little hole in the middle. So we start off with, we make all these into circles, normal circles, and then you take a smaller cutter and you take the centrepiece out of one of the circles. So now we've got 2 different bits. So we've got a bit here and we've got a bit there. So the bottom, that's going to be our base.
That's your bottom, right?
Yes, that's my bottom. Not really my bottom. And then you dock it with a fork so it doesn't rise, and then you brush the whole up with a bit of egg yolk.
So that's your
egg
base.
mixture,
right,
yeah.
so the whole thing.
Yeah, that's not the pastry brush, that's all stuck together. That's our other one. We'll use this one instead. Right, all things can go wrong. So you just brush them all really, really quickly with a little bit of egg mixture. And the egg mixture is to seal, so when you put the top on, the top stays in place.
OK.
And then you take the little round
with
bit
the L,
and you put it across the top and just push it and let it relax. Don't have to...
Just one of those? Right.
Just one across on top of each one.
Can I do one?
Yeah, please, go ahead, do it then. But what I really like is the fact that that's the sort of standard, good old-fashioned round one.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you get the kids involved and you start to do all sorts of funny things, like you start to do stuff which are...
You're getting a bit creative.
Well, you get square ones. So you take the square one, so I've got a square one here. You do the same with the square, and then you put the square bit there. And then you do exactly the same thing, which is always a bit fun. And then you can even take the centres from the square, which you've got, right? And you take the centre out of it and you put that onto another one and you get a smaller one.
Right.
Ever-decreasing circles. It's like sort of making Russian doll vol-au-vents.
OK. I think I'll just stick with my circles. They seem easier to me.
And what happens is that then you glaze them all over with some more egg, but put them into the fridge and give them a good sort of 20 minutes in the fridge and make sure they're nice and cold. And when they're nice and cold, they will rise a lot better.
So how long would you put them?
The reason that Ruth's enjoying this is she's taking these home and putting them in the freezer ready for...
Yes.
For the next day. Yes.
Boxing Day drinks, lovely.
And actually, you can do this. Do this the day before or 2 days before. Put it in the freezer and they will hold. You don't have to worry about them. Bring them out on the day and put them in the oven. 200 degrees for 20 minutes.
It's funny because they look so flat there and you think, oh, is that going to be high enough?
So watch this. So now, 200 degrees in 20 minutes and all sorts of different shapes. Here we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
Da, da, da. And you end up with these little mixtures of all sorts of little bits and pieces. So, what do you do with the leftovers? Turkey, cauliflower cheese, white sauce, all that sort of stuff. The simplest one of the lot is this one, which I think was just some old white sauce, or, you know, from the bechamel left over from the cauliflower cheese, chopped mushrooms or anything that you want to, which may be left over, even some veg is fine. A bit of turkey, which you just mix in together. And then I like to add a bit of stuffing to it.
Oh, I love stuffing.
I know. Are you a stuffing fan?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I love stuffing. I love a good stuffing. I think.
Do you make what's your favourite concoction? Do you like a traditional sage and onion, or are you apricot and chestnut?
No, I do Granny Smith apples. Granny Smith apples, chestnut, sausage meat, and sage.
Ooh, that
and bacon, which is always really, really lovely. So then you take once you've done this one here.
So do you have to wait for these to cool before you put anything in?
Well, this one I'm going to put back in the oven.
Oh, OK.
So you just put that mixture back in there, on top if you wanted to, any way you like. And then you just take a little bit of breadcrumbs and cheese, which are mixed together.
Is that one?
Yeah. And sprinkle that on top. Yum. I just lick my fingers.
And any cheese? Have you got Parmesan or which
anything you like,
you've got?
that's fine. And then you just put those ones back in the oven. The other ones, it's all cold.
Right.
So this is coronation chicken. Coronation turkey,
Now, that's one of
coronation
your
chicken.
favourites, isn't it?
Yeah.
All it is, this is really simple. I'm going to take a minute to do it. Mayonnaise, creme fraiche, double cream, sultanas, parsley, squeeze lemon juice, and curry paste out of a jar. Mix the whole lot together. Add your leftover turkey. And once your turkey's done, you mix that all together, like that, and you've made yourself coronation turkey. That's how fast it is.
Nice.
So it's mayo, and if you don't have all the bits and pieces, a bit of mayo and some curry powder will do just as well.
He's off. Oh,
They're good, man. Some prawns if you wanted
That's
to.
the thing about
now,
olive ones.
here's my good fun one.
right.
So these ones, in here, I've done some special ones. These are hot, so please be careful if you do eat them. These ones here are cauliflower cheese, the leftover cauliflower cheese, inside the vol au vents with more cheese across the top of them.
That sounds nice.
And this one is just turkey and stuffing. Turkey and stuffing. Oh, that one fall apart. So at least you now see what's inside, everybody. Look at that. There you go. Did that on purpose.
We should say that all these recipe details will be there. They'll be on the app, the This Morning app.
But I think the vol au vents, they're like a little pie. So anything you like inside.
And that one looks pretty with all your prawns. That looks very posh.
Well, I thought I'd do a posh one
yeah,
as well.
posh one as well.
Because I think you can do whatever you want, and that's what I'm saying. You can, yes, take it apart.
But don't you find when they go like that, someone goes, you do that, and then someone goes, what are you doing for New Year? And you're like, oh...
But you know that fun thing you do, that fun thing where you get the pastry and it all sort of falls apart on you?
Well,
I like that.
Ruth's mouth's full, John's mouth's full, mine's not. I'll just say thanks, John.